Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly video review for this week's episode of Game of Thrones. This week we got to see Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 3, which was called Breaker of Chains. Alright, and as always, my weekly reviews for GOT do contain spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, you may or may not want to watch this video. So that being said, hope you guys are all having a happy Easter if you celebrate. If you don't, hope you're just, everything's good with you, and whatever the case may be, everything is going well. So had some turkey earlier, a little bit, a little bit dazed kind of, but not so much that I couldn't enjoy the absolute hell out of this episode, man. Game of Thrones Season 4 is killing it, man. This season has been insane. Every episode, we've only had 3 so far. Okay, granted, I'll give you that. But every episode has been beginning to end, just amazing, dude. I would say after 3 episodes, this is the best start to a season we've ever had for Game of Thrones. I would say, compared to Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, this start has been absolutely awesome. There have been some slow parts here and there, like this episode, I want to say, the part with Sam and Gilly, however you say it, a little slow, but, 2 you kind of care for. Sam makes a great point. There's 1 woman here and 100 dudes here, and some of them were rapists, some of them were thieves, or whatever the case may be, and they haven't seen a girl, or, maybe they've seen them if they went to Crossers or whatever, but they haven't been around women. It's kind of like having a woman at a prison. It's just a bad idea. So I didn't mind it or anything, but that was a little bit of a slower part. But aside from that, the whole rest of the episode was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. This is one of the best episodes so far. Yes, I loved the purple wedding. That was one of the best moments in all of Game of Thrones. But this episode right here had so many throughout it. You had the attack on Mereen, Dany, going up. I love the catapults with the chains. I thought that was so brilliant. Where are the dragons? I didn't see the dragons. Anyway, and then you have Dario Naharis against their champion, Mereen's champion, as he charged. That was such a cool scene. We kind of saw that in the trailer a little bit, but to actually see the full scene play out and how it all went down, and the whole taking a piss thing. It's weird to say, but the taking a piss thing. It was so cool. Emilia Clarke, the one who plays Daenerys, her speech was really good. I think, even though it's in a totally different language, but she speaks confidently and everything. So it was well acted. Everything was good with that. I really, really enjoyed that. Now that's not the only thing. Also, probably the next thing for me that I enjoyed a lot from this episode would be seeing where Tyrion's at right now. Locked in a cell in the dungeon or wherever he is, at King's Landing, of course. And just a scene with Pod, him talking and kind of finding out that he's basically screwed. He's at this time, he's shit. I am. In his mind, you can see it. Dinklage's acting is always on point. Always, of course. The guy's amazing. Can't wait to see him in X-Men. But anyway, you just see it, and you got that emotion between him and Pod, and they're talking about. He's telling him, this is farewell, and it's a touching moment. They're talking about how great of a squire he's. I forget exactly how he put it, but basically saying that anyone could wish to have as good of a squire as him, and him telling Tyrion that already people are pushing him to testify against him, to paint him with this, and Tyrion's like, okay, you just got to get the hell out of here, go see if you can get Jaime for me and just get out of here, because he doesn't want to have his blood on his hands, because he knows that someone's going to be following him, and they're gonna paint Tyrion for this regardless. Now Cersei, the scene before, you can kind of see at the beginning of the episode, she's convinced Tyrion did it, and rightfully so. A lot of the lines he said previously, I was actually watching season 3, some of the episodes again, just to see. And in season 3, there's actually a scene between them where they were talking about. They were talking about, I forget exactly, Joffrey, something to do with Joffrey, and Tyrion said to her that if you're gonna kill somebody out in the open like that, you shouldn't behead them like that, at least poison them or something of the sort, something like that. I forget exactly which episode it was because I kind of marathoned the whole season, but there was a lot of things he said in the past. Like Cersei's quote that she said from him, and she just kind of is convinced based on the things he said. And it's been well foreshadowed too from that standpoint that she would think, based on that, even talking about poisoning people, this kind of stuff in the past, she would think that it would definitely be him. Although he does make a great point that of course if he was going to do it, he wouldn't put himself right forefront there. But still, she likes him for it. She thinks he's the one who did it, 100% convinced, and she's going to make him fry for it unless, well, we'll have to see. No spoilers for future, so anyone who's read, you already know. You already know. But anyway, oh man, this season, just incredible. So I loved all the stuff with Tyrion this episode. I loved all the things they talked about. Even Varys, the spider is going to testify against him. We got to see. Okay, so that's all I'll say about that. It was amazing. All the things they talked about. Of course, you want to talk about the spider. Littlefinger returns at like the most inopportune time, and I loved it, man. Littlefinger is like the most evil little dude you could ever. You don't want to mess with this guy. He's like a master chess player, and he just moves all the pieces. And then when things fit in line with Dantas, just boom, put him down. And then he gives some great advice afterwards to Sansa. Talking about how gold can buy a man, but keep his silence for a time. But if this will keep his silence forever. So plus the guy's a drunk fool, and the way he puts it too, I don't trust drunk fools. So that was cool. The whole thing with Sansa escaping and, him just kind of, man, when you think back to like season 1, Eddard and what he did to him and the position he's in now and kind of what he's done, Baelish is an evil bastard, but I really like him. I don't know why. I just think he's really cunning and really the guy's a mastermind. He's a mastermind type. He's one that he didn't have, a family like the Lannisters, a reputable family like this and born into a house like that. But he's just so cunning and so just conniving, man, that he finds a way to work these things out and totally 100% get away with it. It's just, oh, very cool. So I really liked all of that with Sansa leaving and everything, making it look even worse for Tyrion. Oh man, so cool. So there were some awkward scenes in this episode too, though, I got to admit. Definitely the most awkward had to be Joffrey's lying there. They got the the eye things and everything. He's they're doing their thing with the funeral, getting started with the funerals and whatever the case may be, dressing them up, whatever they're doing, and Cersei's in there. She's grieving. This is at the beginning of the episode. She's like, what the hell? And she's just full of rage. She's ready to take it out on Tyrion, and she's convinced. And Jaime, he comes in, he sees it, and then afterward, he kind of talks about how the gods, kind of scammed him by him falling in love with such a wicked. Such a wicked bitch. But right after that, the weirdest freaking thing ever, man. I don't know how I feel about this. Like seeing the two of them go at it in front, and I did like how she kind of talked about how he was his son, and Jaime just like, it seems like he doesn't give a shit at all. He's not interested in that whatsoever. Now, granted, he's been gone for a long time. He hasn't gotten any for a long time, but this is not the best time, dude. This is not the right time to go at it, especially out in the middle of nowhere. This is what started this whole mess to begin with. Didn't you learn anything? Bran's a climber, so when you're at other people's places, just chill, dude. When you're out in public, chill, man. Come on. Get your, if you're right, use your other hand, just, if you know what I mean, do what you gotta do so that you don't get caught in public again, man. It causes all kinds of trouble. But anyway, he goes at his thing. He's doing his thing. It was so weird. I was like, oh, this is so awkward. Why am I watching this? That was weird. It was weird. Okay, so there's that. And then in addition to that, we have the Oberyn, Prince Oberyn, however you want to pronounce it. I've heard it said both ways in the series already. So you've got him, the Red Viper, and Tywin knows that he's he knows a lot about poison. He studied it, everything, and he kind of confirms. He provides exposition very sneakily for the viewer in saying that, he's a poison guy. He's an expert on the subject, and he knows it was poison. He knows that. So that kind of tells everybody, okay, he didn't choke. He was definitely poisoned. And then, so the start of that scene was super awkward too. You've got him, he's bisexual, whatever the case may be. That's weird to see. That's fine. Okay, we go on from there, and Tywin just kind of walks in. It's just like, oh, Dad's here. All the fun's spoiled. Everybody, get lost, and whatever the case may be. And then he wants to talk to him about being a juror on this little 3-person council. So Tywin, Mace Tyrell, and Oberyn are going to be the jurors for Tyrion. And then afterwards, if Tywin is able to bring Dorne onto his side with Prince Oberyn, then they're in a better position to face all of their enemies, and there are lots still. He recognizes still that there are a lot of enemies out there for them. Eventually they're going to have to deal with Daenerys and the dragons. Eventually they're going to have to deal with Mance Rayder. There's all kinds of chaos still, even though they currently are still in the power position. He recognizes that he still needs to move the chess pieces in order to keep them there. I also liked his scene where he's talking with Tommen about, already starting. He's already starting to prep him. He's already starting to get him into learning mode, so to speak, so he can start getting prepped and ready for becoming king. And I did like the line where he said, where he talked about Joffrey and how Joffrey was not those things, and eventually it got him killed. And it's kind of fun to think about it too, that really that was what got him killed. In the end, now I don't want to get into spoilers for people like for this TV series, but I'll just say this: that was what got him killed. The way he behaved to others, the way he behaved was inevitably his own downfall. So that ended up getting him killed in the long run. Aside from that, we had a quick scene with Marjorie and Lady Olenna. What else did we have? The stuff at the wall. A lot of stuff at the wall. Oh, I almost forgot about the Thens. Oh, god damn, that dude, the leader of the Thens, is a scary dude, man. Scary dude. What does he say to the kid? He grabs the kid. He kills his parents. He tells him he's going to eat his mom. And then he tells him to run to Castle Black and tell him. Oh, Jesus. So, wow. What can I say about that? There was also Stannis. See, this, it's hard for me to review because there's so many things happening at once in GOT. It's crazy. So you got that. You have the wildlings. They're pressing the issue. You've got the men of the Night's Watch. They're deciding that, hey, we're going to have to go get those dudes that are at Craster's place, because if Mance gets a hold of them, he's going to find out that really they don't have shit there. They've got almost no guys at Castle Black, and they're in bad shape. So they've got a new little mission right now to take care of, while the Thens and the wildlings try to lure them out and crush them, which they, it's a viable strategy. And the leader of the Thens, that dude is scary as all hell. So that's that. I don't want to go on for too long, so all I'll say, aside from that, Davos has got an idea about Bravos, so we'll see where that leads afterwards. And I think that's probably good for coverage in terms of the review. As I always say, there's going to be stuff, I'm not going to cover in the review, but I don't want to sit here and do a review for a 1-hour episode for 2 hours. Some people on YouTube post a 2-hour. People have lives, man. Come on. People have stuff going on. They don't have 2 hours to watch you analyze every scene, every which way possible for GOT. I know it's an amazing series. I know it's incredible, but I like to keep my reviews 15, 20 minutes is max. 10 minutes is good. So I'm going on past my aim time. So to give this episode a score, Breaker of Chains, oh man, how could I give this anything but like a perfect 10 out of 10? This episode had everything you would want. It had new developments, it had action, it had excitement, it had, great character stuff. This series, I'm surprised because I didn't think it was going to, after a lot of my favorite characters died earlier on in the series, I didn't think it was going to get better. I thought it was going to get worse because I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss this person. I'm going to miss that person. It's going to suck. It's not going to be as good. Oh, I'm so upset with the series. And it's gotten better. it's gotten even better. That's weird to me, but it has. I'm going to give this episode a perfect 10 out of 10. You can't go wrong. It's got everything you'd want to love. This was like a, even last episode too, both of these are like, finale quality. That's how amazing this series is. And just an incredible episode. Everything you would want to have in a Game of Thrones episode, we had. So awesome. Let me know what you guys thought about Breaker of Chains. Let me know what you thought about the Purple Wedding. Let me know what you think about Game of Thrones as a whole. Maybe I'll do a review of the series up till now. Probably will do that going forward. That's definitely a good one. So let me know what you guys think if you want to see that. Kind of an overall review of my thoughts on the series up till now. Done it for The Walking Dead, so it makes sense I could do it for GOT. Why not? And, man, let me know what you thought about that episode. Incredible. Let me know what you think about what's happened with Tyrion right in the comments below. Let me hear your guys' thoughts, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I got a couple more coming tomorrow. So tomorrow for the next few. This is Trev saying peace.